There have been plenty of rumors and reports suggesting that the Exynos 2600 will make its way into next year's Galaxy S26 series, and there's now a growing consensus that Samsung is indeed bringing its in-house chips back into the mix. Now, Samsung hasn't straight out said anything about its chipset plans for the S26 lineup, but the company has now dropped what's easily the biggest hint yet in the third quarter earnings release that it sent out today. In the part where it highlights the performance of its semiconductor business during the third quarter of the year, Samsung mentions that the company will strengthen the competitiveness of the Exynos process for key flagship models in 2026. There are only a few devices that fit the bill as key flagship models. You have the Galaxy S series and the foldable lineup. The Galaxy Z Flip 7 already moved from Snapdragon to an Exynos chip this year, so it's quite likely that Samsung is referring to the Galaxy S26 series here. Both the Galaxy S26 and Galaxy S26 Plus are believed to ship with the Exynos 2600 only, and recent reports have claimed that even the Galaxy S26 Ultra will run on this chipset in most markets as well. There will be a Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 variant, but it may only be released in a few markets like the United States, Japan, and China. Those who have continued to hold out hope would be better served to read the writing on the wall, as Exynos' return to the Galaxy S lineup is now pretty much a done deal. Now, before you start rolling your eyes at the idea of another Exynos chip, here's something you should know about the new Exynos 2600. This isn't the same old story where we all get hyped up only for it to fall short later on. Samsung has made huge strides with this chip, especially in AI performance and power efficiency. Early test results shows it outperforming Apple's latest A19 Pro in benchmarks, and today the Exynos 2600 has revisited Geekbench and it performed even better than last time. As per the new listing, the Exynos 2600 scored 3,455 points in the single-core CPU test and 11,621 points in the multi-core department. Previously, the processor had 3,309 and 11,256 points in the single-core and multi-core tests respectively. Going by these scores, it looks like Samsung has optimized the Exynos 2600 even further to perform faster. But unfortunately, even with that, the chipset is still behind the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 in single-core and multi-core CPU tests. But hey, these are still early prototypes, which means you can expect the new chip to perform even better as development progress. Besides, the problem with past Exynos chips hasn't really been about their benchmark scores, it's been about how they perform in real-world conditions. They've often struggled with high thermals and inefficient power management, leading to throttling and faster battery drain over time. But this time around, Samsung is tackling those issues head-on by using a new 2nm manufacturing process, which should bring major improvements in heat control, power efficiency, and sustained performance, basically fixing everything people used to complain about with previous Exynos chips. So yeah, don't be too quick to write this one off just yet, because if these early details are anything to go by, the Exynos 2600 might finally be the chip that changes everyone's perception of Exynos for good. With that said, do consider subscribing to the channel for daily Samsung news and updates. Don't forget to turn on post notification, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.